Let's talk about the scale of profitable customers. The fact that some customers are more profitable than others, and that if you know which ones will bring you revenue, actual net revenue, you can grow your business faster. I'm Justin Hitt with Sustainable Wealth Secrets. This formula works for profitable customers, profitable investments, or any type of activity that generates some kind of result above and beyond the inputs required. Now, again, when we talk about profits, we're talking about the return on our investment. So we have this scale of profitable customers. If you imagine a vertical rectangle, the top 20% of the rectangle is our most profitable customers. Our bottom 20% of the rectangle is our least profitable customers. And then you have a 60% area in the middle. There is a horizontal dotted line that bisects this vertical rectangle, which is your break-even point. For every activity you do, you can map it on this scale of profitability. You want to focus all your energy and efforts on the top and most profitable activities. So whether it's an investment of your time or an investment of your monetary resources, you want to be focusing on those activities that yield the greatest return. It really is the secret of why the rich keep getting richer. They are constantly optimizing for their top 20% activities. Now, if you've invested time in the Pareto principle and understanding the 80-20 rule, you'll know that the 20% top can even be narrowed down further and optimized once again. But here we're simply talking about your customers. If you're running a business or you have a interest where you're selling directly to customers, some of those customers will be more profitable than others. And if you map them on this chart, you can now profile those particular people. So let's talk about the customers at the top. You might be saying, hey, look, how do I know which customers are profitable and which ones are not? First off, you have two simple measures. One is a straight profit and loss statement. The second is a interaction or feeling about that customer. Now, both of those are not actually very accurate. You need a third dynamic on those measures, which is time, to know which for sure is the right customer. You need to know the customer's profit and loss over a 12-month period or a 2-year period, some life cycle, so that you can tell from the beginning to the end of the interaction which customers are more profitable. When it comes to the feeling element, there are rational reasons why you might want to dump customers who are simply a pain in the ass. Some customers may be extremely profitable, but they don't fit into your lifestyle, they don't fit into your ethics, and they don't fit into the way you'd like to be running a business. Now, you have to balance both of these factors because it is possible to have customers that are unprofitable in their first year, yet over the lifetime of that customer are extremely profitable. And it's also possible to have customers that are extremely difficult to work with, yet very valuable to growing your organization. So when we sit down with clients and we talk about profitable customers, we're mapping out a number of dynamics to build out a scoring matrix, which gives them specific customer characteristics that make a customer valuable. We're essentially building that valuable, profitable, and desirable customer from the core characteristics that I'll describe here. We're turning a routine activity in the transactions of the business into a data model that allows you to find those most valuable customers. And what we very often find is the customers that are most profitable tend to get the most out of what you offer as a service or product. And this is very good because if you're doing the work of matching, you're going to get highly desirable customers who pay, stay, and refer. So what are the characteristics that we're looking for? Well, I'll share 7 with you today. First off, if you want to clone your most profitable customers, you can do it with basic data science and understand the behavior, the preference, the psychology, the ability, the reachability, the networks, and the similarity of those most profitable customers. So let's go into that. We've got this vertical rectangle. The top 20% represents our most profitable customers. The bottom 20% represents our least profitable customers. We simply sift and sort, putting in the customers in the right category. Now, the majority of your customers are going to fit right there in the middle. So you do need to calculate your break-even point, generally as a company, but also individually down your product lines. As you sift and sort these customers, you'll find different buckets of customers have great value. Now, there are going to be some buckets of customers that you're simply going to throw away. Now, maybe that's the customer who has the bad behaviors. They pay slow. They don't show up on time. They don't interact with your company in a timely manner, and there becomes a lot of fires and last-minute activities. Maybe there's a certain psychology of customers who are internally focused, who are willing to take action, are much better customers than who are externally focused, unless the external focus is where they would just desire to hire somebody else to do the work. See, that could be the difference between a DIY customer and a customer who is, they want you to do it for them. What about the ability? Some of your customers have the ability to pay more than other customers. That makes them more desirable. That makes them more valuable. That puts them in a position where you would want them as customers, but there may not be a high volume of those individuals, and you may have to figure out a balance between the two. And it goes on. You can go down these 7 factors. You can come up with these characteristics. You're going to end up with what's called a customer avatar. You'll be able to create a narrative that uniquely describes the customers in each of these buckets. Now, before you fire all your unprofitable customers, you want to approach this in a strategic way. It is possible to make the unprofitable customers more profitable. However, if you focus there first, again, I'm big on timelines. I understand where you are today. If you might be saying, hey, I got a high income and a low net worth. Well, what's the process to get you to high income, high net worth? Because there's a lot of ways to get you to low income, high net worth, low income, low net worth. You do the same type of approach when you're building your profitable customers. You want to look at the scenarios over time, present, current, future. Then, now, and future. You want to build those scenarios out so that you can first focus on getting more of the profitable customers you have. You want to help them stay, pay, and refer. And once you've secured those top profitable customers, you don't go to the lowest profitable customers. Sure, there's going to be some customers that once you do this exercise, you're just going to call them up and say, hey, you might be better served elsewhere. We're not doing business with you, and hang it up on them. And there'll also be customers that are like, you're delighted to have them, but you've got 2 of them. They're extremely profitable. And you're thinking, how can I get 2 more? Well, you're going to want to focus on the top 20% and then the upper end of your break even. The more customers you can get that are break even or better, the better cash flow you'll have to invest in this whole exercise to generate more of the highest value customers. It is entirely possible you won't be able to get a full portfolio of highly valuable customers, but you can get more customers that break even or better, and then you can let go of the customers that are definitely losing you money. This is a valuable exercise that can exponentially grow your business value. Many companies suffer with a 4%, 5%, even a 10% profit margin. And when we go through these exercises, they double and triple that result. And primarily, if you go through this exercise boosting free net cash flow, you're able to take that free net cash flow and reinvest it in the activities that make it more desirable to do business with you and more desirable for higher value customers to come to you. So you're going to end up with deliverables after this exercise. One of the deliverables is a scale of customer profitability. You can do this with products and understand the scale of product profitability. But when you understand the scale of customer profitability, you can then produce what's called a customer avatar, a customer narrative. You can start improving your sales and marketing so that you can drive more valuable customers in on the front end. You're going to know which customers to approach, which customers to refer to another business. Maybe you can set up joint ventures or partnerships. And ultimately, you're going to drive forward an optimization that gives you more consistent and more regular profits. It's not all just about profits, though. Remember, we did talk about the behavioral side. There are times you just want to not deal with somebody, especially when there's regulatory issues. You want to make sure that you have highly ethical customers. You want to make sure that you have customers that aren't going to come back and bite you in the long run. They're compliant. They follow the rules when you implement services for them, and they're not going to turn around later and blame something on you. Long term, this strategy is something you do every quarter, and then once you have it in place, it's part of the regular transition. It becomes part of your lead scoring. It becomes part of your customer approach. Your least profitable customers might end up being self-service customers, and then your most profitable might be full-service customers, or vice versa. It really depends on your business. This is an analysis activity that the underlying structure can be taught to you, so that you can do this yourself. But it's also something that's extremely valuable and becomes part of the cash surge programs that we talk about. If you can go in and optimize your customer base, you can get instant cash surges for your business. So you decide how you want to approach this. The key is understanding who is your most profitable customer, who is your least profitable customer, and then the 7 characteristics I've shared here, and then mapping out a plan so that you can get more of the profitable ones and less of the least profitable ones. And then, of course, shift and skew your customer acquisition to break even and better customers. Folks, this is something that we can sit down and add $100,000, $200,000, maybe $1 million to your business. The typical business that has $1 million to $5 million in gross revenue, we can pull out 10 to 15% more profits, hardcore free net cash flow into the year profits. Now, it's a tax issue. I solve the profitability issues. I don't solve the tax issues. So we have to talk with your tax folks to make sure that when you have this extra cash, you're investing it back into the business, or you're paying out, or you're putting it in retirement. Again, that's a whole nother part of Sustainable Wealth Secrets. But ultimately, I hope you understand the value here. Your customers are your business. We don't make sales just to have that transaction. We make sales to get customers. Those customers, long-term, loyal customers in your business, may not be who you think they are. But when you have a system in place to discover them, to identify them, to map them out, and to get more of them, then you're really in a great position. You're really in a position where on demand you can have cash surges. On demand you can get into new markets quickly. You can analyze your competitors and actually take customers away from them. It gets really exciting. If you've got an immediate challenge when it comes to profitable customers, if you want to increase your free net cash flow or your net profits, net profits, then you want to call me or write me at www.sustainablewealthsecrets.com. You want to ask those questions. This is not about engaging me. This is not about me coming out and doing this for you. Simply ask your questions. And then if we're a right fit, there may be opportunities to add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your business near instantly. It's amazing how fast this works. But try it for yourself. Simply follow the scale that I've shared here in this episode of this podcast. Look at the 7 characteristics. Drill down into the value of your customers by understanding your break-even point, even at a corporate level. And you will be shocked at where you can focus your attention and immediately see results. Thanks for listening. I'm Justin Hitt with Sustainable Wealth Secrets. I'm here to help you transform more of your income into net worth. And to get to net worth, you need free net cash flow and you need profits in whatever business or activity that you're doing. Thanks for listening. Again, you can ask your questions at www.sustainablewealthsecrets.com. I really would prefer you fax in your question or you mail in your question. And those folks who take the time to do that, who take the time to think out their questions and to get it down on paper, 2 or 3 paragraphs is fine. I will take the time to reply to you and get you the details that you need to get started. Again, thanks for listening. I'm here to help affluent families, business owners, entrepreneurs, and high-income professionals turn more of their income into net worth to build sustainable wealth.